Hello everyone, and welcome to the Chaos Krieg. This tournament is insanity because half VPs. That's right, only 250, and these competitors have to drain the others as fast as possible in order to achieve a victory. And also, we're on random maps. Now, who are these competitors? Well, first off, we have VonIvan actually choosing Mechanized Company. Yes, we've never seen that before. No, we have seen it multiple times. But, see, here's the thing. I will let it go because of a simple fact of the military truck, which is a unit I have rarely seen in a lot of these tournaments, but now it's getting a full spotlight, and I am adoring it. Meanwhile, his competitor, his adversary, is Asiamint, who's yet to choose anything. And they, by the way, are on a special map, Mill Road. This is a version that is so high up, I dare not say it, but it is something that has been play tested numerous times, and hopefully these players are up, ready, and set to fight each other on this map. Right now, with the OKW versus the USF, we've already seen a change in the meta, so it's very curious to see how that applies. By the way, thank you, Master League, for the raid. It won't show up, unfortunately, because of this set, but thank you so much. I'll make sure I give a display in just a moment. But VonIvan, let's see right now. Let's see what you're doing with that truck, because we've seen it actually used really, really well early on, whether actually using the vehicle crew on it or just simply taking territory. Again, it has multiple different purposes and really, really good early on. Now, let's see. Early on, Asiamint is going with Volk Squads and Sturm. No Kubels, no Rakenwerfers. Again, I feel like we might see something like that once he realizes what doctrine VonIvan has gone. But so far, the first confrontation is right now. We got Rifleman near the capture point, firing a pop shot at the Sturms, but luckily the Sturms are hiding behind the bush, trying to block that site in order to allow them to capture the territory without taking damage, because Riflemen have advantage from afar. But Sturm Pioneers, if they can close the gap, can do a little better. But what's this military truck coming on in? No upgrade yet, but it looks like he's going to pop the Riflemen inside and have them do a drive-by with additional Riflemen coming in to support. Sturm Pioneers are lying in wait behind good cover. Oh my god, they were hit by a pole. And it looks like they're going back to base. Riflemen giving chase, firing pop shots. Doesn't look like they killed a model yet. So overall, Sturm Pioneers, all they would need to do is put down some medical supplies and they would be up the full capacity. But very nice counterplay, again, especially behind units behind very, very good cover. Rear echelons got pushed back by a couple Volk squads, which looks like a lot of them have pushed north. The question is, will they be able to knock out this rear echelon squad? It seems like they will. There's two squads opening fire, one model remaining, and yes, the rear echelon squad goes down on the point. First kill of the game going to VonIvan. Very good to see. VonIvan doing very well on one side, Asiamint doing well on another, but very important. Currently, a lot of territory is being captured and taken over by Asiamint, while it's a little slower on the right-hand side capture, so hopefully that means Asiamint will get more resources in just a moment, especially with the fuel being taken. But what's this military truck coming on in with the machine gun being a 50 cal, opening fire, killing a lot of models very, very quickly. Unfortunately, without a truck down, no AT grenades can be shot, so aka no pounds or Faust, nothing like that. So they're just going to shoot the military truck to death, and it seems to be working. Very nicely done. Lieutenant now in play, so we could be seeing a Steward here. Volk squads, though, keeping Von in check, holding the fuel, gonna try to push that sucker back, and seems like it is working without a hitch. Only one squad had to be pushed back. The additional ones are getting behind cover, behind the tractor, or trying to get behind the fence, I assume. Sturm Pioneers coming on in from behind on the Lieutenant, forcing him back to base. We do have some cavalry riflemen, which are better off close range. And again, Asiamint Special Operations. Did not expect that, but hey, the initial use of radio silence just for increased movement definitely helped out quite a bit in order to get all of his troops where he needed to in order to counteract VonIvan, who is now having, oh my god, another military truck be deployed and riflemen go around to decapture certain piece of territory. If he captures this, or even decaptures it, sorry, what will end up happening, ladies and gentlemen, is literally all the resources that Asiamint spent so much time going for will be removed, will be gone, and unfortunately that supply will be neutralized. But what's this? Volk squad coming right back up. Looks like he got healed from some medical supplies by the Sturm Pioneer squad. Very crucial for the OKW early on to deploy those supplies. Otherwise, their troops will be weakened and unfortunately in a inferior state compared to the riflemen, which will be be boosted up. But actually, in this situation, we can see here VonIvan has not gone with an ambulance. So in that situation, if these riflemen take too many hits or their health goes down but the models don't die, we could be seeing riflemen go in with a deficit that maybe the Volk squads can take advantage of. Hold on. Very nice job. Cavalry riflemen going on in. They do get a Panzerfaust. We do have a building, and it's a medical one. Volk squads do have to retreat. Again, we have to get this crew out because we need this repaired immediately. Right now, cavalry riflemen can hold the enemy back. And again, because of this being captured, with this being decapped, no resources will be going to Asiamint, which will help out immensely. Right now, those resources can be funneled back to VonIvan, which looks like we're about to see a Stuart, roughly about the 6.5 minute mark. Half-Track's going to make a debut a little sooner, but still, with the Stuart about to deploy, it's going to be a tough fight for it. It's not that AA Half-Track could do some damage on the Stuart, especially if it has some Panzerfaust on standby to hit it, but the Stuart will be the king on the battlefield, at least for a time. At least for a time. We'll see how Asiamint deals with it. Anyway, meanwhile, in this battle, again, just VonIvan capturing some territory with the truck. And we got that cavalry rifleman. Again, for those who are unfamiliar, as this unit doesn't get a lot of attention too much, the unit does have anti-vehicle satchels, so if they can get next to the AA half-track, they can maybe just jump out, throw a satchel, and blow it to Kingdom Come. That is an option. Military truck using its 50 cal to try to light up the Volk squads from afar. Volk squads, though, moving into cover, most likely to try to reduce that damage. Behind the fence, maybe the sandbags. Wait, oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Stuart is on the field and opening fire on the Volk squads from afar. Getting some great shots, forcing one squad back. Two squads remain on the front with the military truck as well, providing supportive fire. Volk squad pushing in on the far left while a half-track hits the cavalry from the side. They may try to focus fire on the unit on the retreat. It is very low on health, so they could get a model or two, but looks like their actual attention is just going to be pulling on back. The American forces are launching a major push, riflemen backing up the Stuart and the military truck, which needs some repairs, but three squads are currently in full retreat for the OKW. Half-track as well pulling on back. You don't want to be in a situation where the Stuart just guns it down. Volk squads could give chase and maybe Panzerfaust it. They are in range. Panzerfaust is being fired and Stuart is crippled. Now, unfortunately, he needs more squads to gang up on it and do that Panzerfaust, but that will give him time to reorganize his forces, allowing Asiamint maybe an opportunity to hit some units that are scattered, such as that rifleman squad, or bringing up some additional weaponry to deal with that Stuart, such as their Kenwerfer, which is now finally coming into play. I think it maybe a little bit sooner would have been good, but hey, now he has more frontline infantry than VonIvan. He has some support equipment. The only counter that I would say is right now this. VonIvan definitely has a lot more light vehicles than Asiamint, but it's going to be curious to see who does better. Right now, MG being torn apart by the 50 cal. Again, military truck doing so well. Riflemen in the building just try to hold their on, but as you can see, actually none of them are firing. This building's not great. All the riflemen inside are just chilling as they're being shot at. So yeah, make sure that when you get in a building, you're aware. But I think what VonIvan's trying to do here is just delay. That's all he's trying to do, is just have them shoot, be unable to move up, and just keep them contained until the remaining infantry comes back up. Which, again, by the way, he did finally get an ambulance, which is awesome to see. Again, you definitely want to heal your troops, and good thing he got out sooner than later. Lieutenant as well with the bazooka team to help out with a half-track. No grenades yet. A half-track opening fire on the rifleman behind green cover. It will take a little bit longer to suppress, but it'll still do quite a bit of damage. Stuart down south being backed up by the cavalry rifleman and, of course, the normal rifleman. MG making a hasty retreat back to base. VonIvan doing such a good job with such a smaller force at keeping Asiamint contained. And right now with VPs, Asiamint is on the decline right now with a 30-point lead going to VonIvan. But that doesn't mean Asiamint doesn't have a trick up his sleeve. Right now, hopefully the Kenwerfer hasn't been spotted yet. Maybe by the Cav. We'll see. But if the Stuart comes into play, which it looks like it's about to, Kenwerfer can get a nice shot off. Does hit target. And Stuart is going to fall back to base. Try to get some of those repairs. That'll hopefully give Asiamint a little bit of time to really push forward and take that territory. Using Blitz, he's going to increase the speed. And hopefully allow for stuff. I know radio silence doesn't initially say increase, but that's why that's currently going on. It's like a unspoken ability that it currently has. We do have some mines as well, so maybe you can lure the Steward or military truck into a minefield and possibly cripple it. Nice job. We can see here that VonIvan has upped his men with bars, making them more deadly toward the Volk squads and other infantry. But Half-Track's like, no, just go away. Just go, VonIvan. No, you don't need to be here. Just get out of here. Now, Von does decap the territory, which is a nice little win for him, but he will need to fall back to base, most likely. He's probably going to be suppressed before he gets that ability, or the Volk squads will get him to tow. Or they just stay there, that's fine. Oh my god, I'm actually really surprised they didn't get suppressed. But hey, he got the territory, good job. Steward down south, trying to do what they can. Volk squads trying to take that capture point, but Steward just going to light them up. Weird position to fire on with the bridge in the way, but hey, no worries. No issues there. Anyway, infantry coming in to back him up. Meanwhile, we can see up north that it looks like that's where Asiamint is focusing his attention. Love the truck using step on it to just move incredibly fast along this battlefield. Seriously, look how fast this thing is moving just to get the heck out of there. Now remember, in case you're wondering, well, what's the viability of this thing later on? It does have a mark target ability, and it does have an artillery ability. I think most players would prefer the cheaper major one, but that military truck's artillery is very, very good for, let's say, something like this. A Panzer headquarters building that is very forward-facing. There's a machine gun going in here, most likely open fire on the base being set up. Hopefully try to do what they can. Or maybe try to use armor-piercing rounds against the half-track, which he is. And it did quite a bit of damage, forcing it back. But luckily, a smoke will actually kind of block the view of the Panzer headquarters building, allow it to survive. And I don't think the 50 cal can open fire on it. Meanwhile, Volk squad's getting pretty close, immediately suppressed by the 50 cal, and immediately heading back to base. Note, with the Panzer headquarters being deployed and the major being used, we're currently seeing an issue where both players are gearing up for the heavier armor, but the big issue right now is, can the Panzer headquarters survive? Right now, doesn't have the authorization, so you're not seeing it return fire. This Risto has a lot to do. It has to hold back the military truck and now fight this Steward around the corner. Looks like he's going the long way this way. Panzer headquarters, unfortunately, yet to fire. We have major artillery currently coming into play, I believe. Yes, it's the major artillery. And with all that being thrown at this Panzer headquarters, I think that's going to be it. Risto just standing there. Bazooka team as well, opening fire from the lieutenant. Panzer headquarters is down. Now, luckily, that isn't as much fuel and manpower as previous Panzer headquarters and previous patches, but still, it is a decent chunk of resources to lose, and unfortunately have to wait and then get back up. So that will delay Asiamint and allow VonIvan to continue his superiority, at least with armor. Also, just to point out, none of the Volk squads have upgrades with STG-44, so he has yet to upgrade. Meanwhile, we have over here lots of riflemen with bars slowly coming back up to battle. So again, something to take note of the battlefield. We might see more infantry and more units on Asiamint's front, but it looks like the better units are with VonIvan. The question, though, is how each of them are going to be doing it. How each continue to play. Now, luckily, we got Asiamint using this half-track really, really well, just constantly suppressing and trying to hold back the infantry. He's always on the move with this thing, and I love how he's also using it and also repairing. Now, luckily, with what VonIvan has gone, VonIvan hasn't gone captain yet, so we can't see an ET. And again, I like the paratrooper doctrine, some other doctrines as well for the US, because you allow the ability to drop some weaponry, but in this situation, that is not going to happen. Great Panzerfaust on the military truck right there. Unfortunately, nothing really to take it out, although Asiamint does not have just one, not two, but three Risto to really combat that armor. So he is ready. He is preemptively set up an AT line to hold back any Sherman or any sort of major armor that comes his way. And speaking of which, VonIvan is going with a Sherman. The Steward is still on the field, and it, again, Veteran C2. Gotta tip my hat off to that. Also, almost detonates the mine right there. I think that was by accident, but still. Whatever the case may be, we're currently seeing a Sherman on the field. Now, some might say, well, Greyshot, why doesn't he go with the 76mm? And I think Von does this because he likes the explosive rounds and the anti-armor. Just those two presets a little bit more. That's what I would make the assumption for. Again, this is just the base one. Also, you get the bulldozer attachment, too. but that's my assumption. It's just he prefers that type of Sherman rather than the other. Oh, no. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a nice run. Military truck, veteran C3, but unfortunately, there it goes. A moment of silence for the military truck. And now let's move on. With the Sherman coming in to seek revenge, explosive rounds are currently locked and loaded on the Volk squads. Right now in open cover, probably a bad idea, especially with that type of round. Nice shot with the Rakan Whiffer. So they're lined up and ready to go. We got 3 of them all set to hit that Sherman. Pushing on in. The question is, can they get sight? Sherman uses smoke really well to block the sight, but again, being such a good player, Asiamint fires a direct shot. Does miss, though, but it keeps the Sherman on its toes. Meanwhile, Rifleman deployed a little sooner than he probably wanted, but still, they have to come in to push back that AT line. Volk squad trying to delay them as soon as possible. Once he realizes the AT are behind the bushes, he retreats them and gets back to base. We have some units, a major of all things, currently behind enemy lines to capture territory. And again, even though... Oh, no. Panzer headquarters being developed and a huge infantry push. This is not the time. This is... Stop. Okay, thank God. Asiamint stopped the production, which will allow him to get the resources back. At least the resources that weren't shot at and destroyed. So at least he gets some things back. As you can see, it wasn't everything. Sherman dropping smoke. That way he can move in on the Rakan Whiffer line. Very good job. Stewart diving the half-track, but... Wait. Oh, yes, he does have enough for a Panzerfaust. Half-track is destroyed, but Stewart is a goner. So honestly, in that fight, Stewart was the bigger loss. So actually, VonIvan, in my thoughts, loses this, especially because if you add things up. Right now, that's also additional resources that Asiamint can take. So Asiamint can get at least something back from all that destroyed wreckage. Meanwhile, VonIvan's just a little bit more at a loss. Especially without that trusty Stewart to help him out against Panzers. But again, good job on killing the base. So at least you don't have to worry about that stuff. Sherman getting some nice shots. And again, we do have the bulldozer attachment. So it does allow him an extra shot to be hit on target so he can survive. It's a really good job there. Again, right now, also got to give a shout out to Asiamint for keeping his Volk squads alive for a good chunk of this. He still has a very good sized army. Now, the MG did get decrewed, of course, by the Sherman. But still, all things considered, especially versing a really, really good rifleman. And now, a new military truck on the field. Love it. But with everything that's currently going on, gotta tip my hat off to both players for the ability to keep their units alive. Because that's such an important thing, is making sure that you can keep the units surviving and the veterancy increasing for as much as possible. Now, Asiamint is going for 3rd time to charm on this Panzer headquarters, laying down all his AT, his MGs, his Volk squads in a desperate effort to keep this thing alive in order to get that armor. Will he do so? Right now, it doesn't look like he's going to get armor anytime soon. Only 16 fuel per turn is pretty low. Also, this cavalry rifleman is demolishing these Volk squads. Didn't get a lot of kills there, as we can see, but it did do enough to force them back. So, at least good job there. Finally, it is made without being shot at, although I suspect that might be coming in just a moment. VonIvan as well, getting very, very close because the amount of resources he's currently getting to get additional armor. And I'm going to guess that will be another Sherman, just simply because of the fact that I don't think he will get a Jackson or anything like that, simply because of the fact that, well, we're not seeing anything. Nice direct shot, trying to hit that Sherman under repairs, do what you can. But yeah, it's just one of those situations where it's like, you're pretty much entirely fighting infantry at this point, so getting something else specialized against infantry is probably your best bet. Major and Rifleman currently taking the northern territory. We have Asiamint in the south trying to take it. Unfortunately, VonIvan does have a triple cap right now, which is putting a lot of pressure on Asiamint. He has a good army, but now he needs to really push. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. And VonIvan will take the first game, as it looks like something happened. I don't see a surrender option, so either most likely Asiamint just left the game, but there is that possibility of a bug splat. I will confirm with refs, but from on the outset, it looks like VonIvan has achieved victory with mechanized. So very, very good job there. Very good job, VonIvan. Let's look at the after action report to go over what each player did, damage and all. All right, so the after action report. Let's take a detailed look at this. VonIvan actually not getting as many kills as you would have thought, because he only got 48 kills. He took a significant losses in that game. Meanwhile, Asiamint did actually got a positive KD and got more damage. Now, the damage thing is a little bit of a... it's a little bit off because, again, VonIvan had way more armor under his belt. But let's look at how they each did. The Rifleman only got 12 kills. Wow, okay. And they were Exterminators with 12 kills. Okay, sure. Let's double check also the units. Right now, no units lost except for, of course, that rear echelon squad. And, of course, all the military trucks that got blown to pieces. But, yeah. I mean, he did lose a lot of units. But, hey, even though he did lose the Stewart and a couple military trucks, it worked. He was able to keep Asiamint pretty much on the back foot for the majority of that game. Asiamint had some good moments there, but I think the real big thing was taking out that Panzer headquarters. Neutralizing Asiamint's ability to upgrade and tech up really, really helped him keep the pressure going. Asiamint did a really, really smart thing, getting a ton of AT, and that kept the Sherman back for a good chunk of time, but even with that, the Sherman was still able to be a nuisance with it behind bushes or staying on the distance of the Kenwiffer's range and just lighting up Volk squads that were just going to capture territory and really keeping Asiamint contained. Again, if you can kind of keep the enemy slowly where you want him, you can just slowly strangle him, so that's good to see. The VonIvan, again, played very well in that regard. But Volk squad's going above and beyond. Look at that right now. Currently, 30 kills. And again, no losses for him. Got to give a hand to Asiamint as well for keeping his units alive. Actually, he lost the MG34 team, but none of his frontline troops died. So again, great job there. Also, Half Track did extremely well at keeping a lot of that infantry back. The riflemen that were upgraded with bars and such, which actually a little bit weird how we never saw Volk squads upgraded. But as well, just as something to also think about, the Panzer headquarters, if he would have gotten that out, he probably would have deployed almost Soldaten with the SCG upgrades, or maybe, again, with an upgrade as special operations. That's most likely one of the paths you can go. So, again, VonIvan, while doing that, kept him from using some of the best forces he possibly could to overwhelm that infantry. So, good job there. But overall, really good game. But that is game one. We'll see how everyone does in game two. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot 117 bringing you another Code 2 tournament replay. This is currently game 2 of round 3. So, for those who don't know, we got Asiamint currently combating VonIvan, who is going with the tried and true formula of Ostrupen. And also getting a sniper. Oh, this is going to be good. But Asiamint, realizing the power of the mechanized company, is going to be using it, hopefully, to his full advantage. So these two have easily been the most consistent commanders chosen in this tournament, and if you're asking why, it's because they're both very, very good early on, and right now the whole point of this tournament is early game play. 250 VPs, random maps. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of close, early game action, and hopefully one of these players can pull a win. Now, Asiamint is down. Currently, he did not win the first game, so it's up to him to turn the tide and bring VonIvan down for game 2. This is a best of 5, so he has plenty of opportunity to show VonIvan who's boss, especially if he deploys that military truck, which I assume, yep, there it is. Military truck is about to come out. Basic start with riflemen and Rashlon, but that military truck is going to change things a little bit. And why it's so good in this situation is because of this baby. VonIvan has gone as sniper at Ostrupen early on, and the military truck could just simply chase down this sniper and neutralize him on the field of battle. Hopefully that is the case for Asiamint's sake, or maybe VonIvan lures him into a trap, because with the ability to, of course, make the infantry company, Ostrupen should have the ability now to fire Panzerfaust. Nice early set. Rifleman ambushing the sniper out in the middle of open cover, so they were able to force him back and actually put a shot into him. Not a lot of health damage, but it does force him back to base, which will delay VonIvan capturing territory. So, let's see. Pioneers blocking off territory. Riflemen can open fire. Yeah, these guys slowly making their way around after placing that barbed wire, and hopefully can hold the riflemen back. Now, luckily, they're in some good cover. Riflemen don't exactly have a lot of options, but like before, literally almost like scene for scene, except for running over that poor cow. Military truck's gonna push the Pioneers out of cover, allowing Riflemen to get some great shots on target, and hopefully neutralize those Pioneers. We do have some Ostrupen in the building, But remember, this building doesn't have too many windows aimed at the competitor, so only 3 models are actively fighting out of 6 models. So they are in better cover, but their fire rate, or overall, the amount of damage they're doing is significantly lower. Anyway, Rifleman opening fire, pushing VonIvan back. Once again, Sniper gonna have some issues here. Rifleman opening fire, but luckily doesn't seem to be getting any consistent shots in target. Sniper did get a good shot into the Rifleman, but the Rifleman did decap that territory, which is going to cut off the munitions. Greyshot's trying to hold the line. I don't suspect them to be able to hold that for very long. Ostroupen should be able to win that fight. Hopefully they win that fight. Meanwhile, down south, Rifleman and the military truck are currently holding back the Ostroupen. Again, in this building, another weakness. Right now, no, they can't fire this way because of there's no windows. They can't fire out a door because, of course, that would mean that would be a logical approach. So they can only fire out windows. So right now, the military truck could theoretically move here and open fire and not receive any damage. But right now, I think there's 1 model firing. Maybe. I think they're actually out of range, so he's not firing. Ostroupen going in to decap the fuel and hopefully take some additional territory and bring that back to VonIvan for him to rush out some light armor. But cavalry riflemen are in play, and right now they're charging right at the Ostroupen, forcing them back, most likely, in just a moment. There they go. Yeah, right now cavalry is going to dominate the close quarters combat event against its early infantry, which usually a counter to that would be Panzer Grenadiers to really combat these guys, or have a sniper get a great shot at them from the middle of the map. Unfortunately, riflemen came in from the south. Cavalry could open fire on him as well in the retreat. VonIvan taking a lot of shots with that sniper, but so far not taking a whole lot of damage. Do we have a medical facility? Not yet. So again, the sniper, every time he takes damage, he can't heal for right now. Unless one of these Ostroupen will get veteran C1. Then he could possibly do a quick heal ability. Will take a little time. Munitions, but hey, he could absolutely do that. Really good job by Asiamint. Right now about to get a triple cap on VonIvan. And right now has been dominating this early game. Very, very well. Ostroupen have been easily pushed back by Riflemen. Lieutenant is now on the field, so that makes me think that we're going to see a Steward or utility car, but, you know, with the military truck, I doubt the utility car. Would love to see a utility car, but I doubt it. Anyway, Riflemen being pushed back as Ostroupen open fire and try to regain that fuel. We have Pioneers just chilling off in the corner. Sure, Lieutenant, now equipped with a bazooka, so they are ready for a 222 or anything else. And Panzer Grenadiers easily pushing the echelons back. Riflemen coming in to assist, but I think this might be it for the Lieutenant. Yep, there they go. VonIvan has plenty of munitions. We saw yesterday that a lot of competitors like to throw bundle grenades on the retreat path, and it did work a fair number of times. So curious to see if VonIvan does a similar tactic. Military truck opening fire on the Ostroupen, who's not in the best cover, or they were out of cover, now they're in cover, but the military truck is going to do what it can and hopefully get to veteran C1, get step on it, so in case there's a 222 on the field, he can escape. Riflemen and cavalry pulling on back just because of the Austerior's counterattack, and yes, they are pushing very, very effectively up north and hopefully mid, because right now they have 1 VP about to be under their control. They have 1 that just got under their control, hopefully stopping the bleed right now in play. But what's this? We have something to counter it, and that is a Steward on the field, pushing on in to counteract the enemy. Right now, Panzer Grenadiers having to face a Steward. They don't have Shreks, so they are definitely at a disadvantage. They may try to hold on to this fight for as long as they can in order to just decap the fuel. Or they won't. They won't decap it. That's fine. I guess he's just trying to find the optimal retreat path. Mine was placed and then immediately destroyed by the Steward. Very good job there. VonIvan unable to get his Teller mines in play. And yeah, the entire German force up north is now full, yeah, just heading back to base. We do have a 222 on the field to help combat the military truck. But the problem right now is this military truck currently has Veteran C1, which allows step on it, which means it can pretty much outrun this 222 with ease. Steward opening fire, trying to get some shots on infantry in the base, but Ostroupen will get the Faust off and hit the Steward. Now, unfortunately, there's not enough damage right here that I can see to really finish this thing off, but it doesn't necessarily need to be that way. As long as the Steward is oh, wow, okay, Asiamint deciding I'm just going to heal this thing right outside VonIvan's base. It looks like VonIvan is preoccupied down south. So we're not seeing anything else. Military truck looks like it took some damage, but you step on it to get the heck out, using its incredible speed to outrun the 222, which looks like took some damage from the rifleman and possibly a bazooka team? Where was that bazooka team? No, it was way up north. It was just rifleman shots. A lot of infantry that are in need of heals. He's having to resort to Ostrupen using medical supplies. We also have a supply drop coming in, which will allow him to get some awesome support equipment, such as a Pack 40, an MG, and some additional supplies to help out his base, again, like fuel and such. So again, really, really nice ability for how, for just 400 manpower to get all of that. Meanwhile, military truck helping, or hopefully helping with the riflemen, are shooting some Ostrupen. By the way, again, good work on VonIvan for at least keeping the Ostrupen in the fight, and again, some decent veterancy with some of them. Less with others, but still, at least he's trying. Let's see. We have the Cav upgraded, but so far, do we have any upgrades going for the Rifleman? No. The Rifleman neither have the weapon rack unlock or a grenade. Great shot with the pack, pushing back the military truck. And again, VonIvan needs to do something now. He is currently down 2-1 on overall VPs. And this isn't like, oh, he's only down 50 points or down 100 points. No, he's literally down almost half of the total VPs you get in this game, while Asiamint has been pretty unscathed with his total VP totalage. So really great job there. Pack 40 missing the shot, hitting the house instead. Stewart pulling on back. And meanwhile, down south, we do have a Panzer Grenadier squad taking it. But rear echelons, actually surprised, don't kind of move in. But I guess you're just more preoccupied with taking the territory. Anyway, with the Ostrupen taking the Stuarts, coming back up. Pack 40, still in, like, again, you still hit it. Right now, MG setting on up. He might be trying to set up to guard the southern position. Military trucks firing pop shots at the Ostrupen from the south, while the Stuart kind of stays more in the mid. Riflemen pushing on in to take the territory. They don't really have too much to stop them. Cavalry riflemen as well, pushing on in. Moving in very slowly against the pack. Pack have to retreat back to base. But what's this? 222 coming on in to assist with the sniper pushing back the Cav. Now they're taking a number of shots and being forced back. Meanwhile, the VonIvan is making a fierce counterattack with his 222 and the sniper backing him up to hold back the infantry. And again, the big thing is sight, so that way the pack can fire. Both the sniper and 222 have some good sight radiuses, allowing the pack to get maximum advantage in terms of being able to see the enemy and hopefully pop a shot at that military truck, which he does, or the Stuart, maybe without even them firing. Luckily, the military truck did fire, and he's going to make a quick run back to base. Meanwhile, we have a flamethrower unit currently doing what it can down south, and it's doing quite a bit. Riflemen being roasted pretty well, allowing for VonIvan to capture that territory. But now VonIvan is down 3-1 in VPs. He needs to do something quick, or this game is done. And we could see a 1-1 scenario. Great job on Asiamint for doing a very good job at choking VonIvan, making him unable to really push out from his base. But that may have turned. Right now, 222 engaging the Stuart. Pack 40 right behind, though, firing a shot. Misses the Stuart. Stuart, though, returning fire on the Ostrupen. Still relatively okay, even though it's low on health. This still has a decent amount of models. What's this? Bundle grenade being thrown by the Panzer Grenadiers. Cavalry Rifleman could meet its maker, but... oh, nope, it does. They absolutely do. Nice shot by the Panzer Grenadiers, and that's, I think, the first infantry kill we've seen, especially on Asiamint. Whatever, that is a decently vetted, upgraded unit that is now gone. So that's going to hurt Asiamint quite a bit, and he's going to need to replace that hopefully soon. We do have a major on the field, so most likely Asiamint is getting closer and closer to getting that Sherman he needs to finish off VonIvan. VonIvan doing a very good job in the sense that... wait, military truck could be a goner? Hold on. Artillery's coming in. Military truck does die. 50 cal opening fire. Artillery coming down based on the major. Stuart pushing on in. VonIvan being rushed pretty hard. Pack gun has been demolished. 222 being taken out by the Stuart. MG and sniper now heading back to base. No Ostrupen to Panzerfaust. They're all out. They're all outside, meaning the Stuart has nothing better to do than kill a sniper at the base. Sniper is camouflaging. I don't know what. He is hiding next to the sniper. I mean, the Stuart. Going in. Stuart's trying to kill the sniper. He will probably manage. He does. VonIvan will lose his sniper, but a Panzerfaust is fired from an Osttrooper that made it back to base, but it's not enough. Without the Pack 40 or plenty of other munitions, I think the Stuart will be A-okay. Plus, really great job by Asiamint getting the 50 cal lined up so they mow down the infantry as they come out of the base. I think this is going to be game right now, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is game. Riflemen are pushed back, though, in the south, and we do have mines to delay a capture of that position. And Osttrooper are delaying the re-echelon, so they will probably have to pull back from that area. But all things considered, really great play by Asiamint, even stealing the Pack 40 that VonIvan brought out. Awesome work right there. Stuart going above and beyond in total damage, so really awesome in terms of what he's been able to do. Now, will VonIvan be able to counterattack? That's a good question. Right now, he does have all three Osttrooper and a Panzer Grenadier squad, so frontline infantry is looking pretty sound. Asiamint has yet to replenish his frontline forces in terms of his like combat, like direct frontline soldiers like rifleman or lieutenant, like getting a cavalry rifleman. But he does have now some more support equipment. Again, 50 cal. You also have the Pack 40, so he's looking pretty good, all things considered. Meanwhile, unfortunately, VonIvan has been declawed in light armor and support equipment. So yeah, not great. But VonIvan is still keeping things competitive by capturing that territory and putting the pressure on Asiamint while Asiamint does reorganize his forces. But this may be only short-lived as Asiamint is deploying, or about to deploy, a Sherman, bringing that onto the field and hopefully dominating that the field in terms of armor and just winning this game with quick GG with some explosive rounds. Stuart just trying to clean things up and blow up all the mines as well as deal with the Osttrooper mine cover. Again, at this point, you may want to retreat as the infantry is very weak. Looks like we have another supply drop coming on in, most likely to try to help out. He did finally build a medical facility as well. We got to mention that to try to heal up his forces so he doesn't have to keep relying on the Osttrooper. Pioneer firing a flamethrower at the Stuart. I mean, not a bad idea. To be fair, I would use anything I had to take down the tank, but unfortunately, not gonna do all that great in this game. Anyway, Asiamint having plenty of munitions, just calling in the artillery just quickly to push back the MG so we can grab mid. And again, right now he is putting pressure on VonIvan with a 2-to-1 VP cap. The question is, who is going to dominate further? Who's going to be able to hold that more consistently? And I think it's going to be Asiamint. I think Asiamint now has the armor with the new Sherman coming on out. We only have one pack for VonIvan for him to use against, not only against the Sherman, but the Stuart. Unless he gets a major Panzerfaust Pack 40 combo kind of coming in. A major value deal, indeed. I think this game is going to be done very, very soon with only 56 VPs remaining. Panzer Grenadiers are pushing back the major, but the Stuart opening fire. Panzer Grenadiers have nothing to counter that. And yes, Panzer Grenadiers having a rough time, but luckily Pack 40 does get within range. It does light that sucker up. Stuart pulling on back. Panzer Grenadiers trying to grab that territory. MG's going to grab the fuel. Panzer Grenadiers will grab the capture point. Meanwhile, additional attempts are being made, with Osttrooper making a valiant attempt, but unfortunately have to retreat from the middle VP. Just too much firepower with the 50 cal and everything right there. Sherman, though, with the bulldozer attachment, opening fire on the Osttrooper in the north, actually hitting some hay, which is making the Osttrooper survive a lot longer than they should. Panzer Grenadier still holding on. Stuart taking additional hit. Up to Veteran C3. Got to hand it to him for that. Rifleman capturing that territory. And yeah, it looks like most of VonIvan's forces have been pushed back. I think this is game. VonIvan is slowly losing VPs, but I don't think he's going to be able to make an attempt to grab mid or the far left. Oh my god, Sherman just rushing into the base, getting a great shot on the Osttrooper. Firing a Panzerfaust, but remember, it's going to take a lot more than that to destroy its engine. Osttrooper are now down. Remember, there's a 50 cal on that as well, increasing its damage against infantry. We finally have a support armor corps, but it's too little, too late. And right now, a lot of the infantry in the base is being utterly destroyed. There is another attempt to go for mid. Some units are retreating. Stuart is opening fire in the south with some major artillery as well coming into play. But I think the Sherman is just going to clean up VonIvan's forces. Oh my god, Osttrooper making one last attempt, but Lieutenant is on the field and Stuart rushing on in. Infantry so low. There's one Ostroupen down. Another Ostroupen died earlier. And the other one's retreating back to base. And the MG was about to die there. VonIvan doing what he could, but it looks like he did call it there, and he left the game right before the game ended. But let's check the after-action board to see who won. But now, Asiamint, after that successful counterattack, has made it even. It is now 1-1. Asiamint, VonIvan. Let's see how they did, shall we? Most kills, Asiamint. Most damage, VonIvan. I mean, it makes sense. Again, VonIvan was dealing with more armor. Asiamint was killing more Ostroupen. I mean, you know, just how the way the world works. Personal damage. MVP was the Stewart. Honestly, that Stewart did very well. Again, he used it very aggressively, but I think it was justified in this case because he knew he could get it out, or he knew VonIvan didn't have a great counter for it. But Military Truck as well, getting up to Veterancy 3 before it got KO'd. VonIvan, his best unit was Ostroupen with only 11 kills, not a high number, but the Sniper got 14 kills, a little bit better. A little bit better. Overall, I think this was just a very good counterattack. Asiamint did a really good job with the military, with the mechanized company, really combating and really keeping VonIvan at bay. The Sniper, I was seeing it retreat quite a number of times, so we had to pull back. The Ostroupen were most of the time being on the back foot against the Riflemen, and did a really good job at keeping them at bay. Also, for the VPs, doing a good job at keeping them under his control, so he puts the clock on VonIvan to do something, making VonIvan have to do some more risky plays. And VonIvan got a good play here or there, let's say killing the military truck or such, but overall, Asiamint, as soon as he got VonIvan out of step, he would do a great charge, like the initial thing. We knocked out pretty much all of VonIvan's support equipment and mid, so really good job there. Or diving his base and killing the Sniper. Again, really good job. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot17 bringing you Game 3 for Round 3 of the Master League Tournament 3. Yeah, all threes here. Chaos Krieg. Anyway, anyway, we got ourselves Asiamint back as the OKW, deciding, no, I messed up in the first game, round 1. I may have lost that game with the OKW, but I know how to fix it. So he's going to change things up. We'll see. Meanwhile, you got VonIvan as the USF, but he is going with a doctrine we have not seen before. Mechanized. Guys, I know, it's one of those doctrines, it's really rare, but I'm glad that we finally get to show how powerful it is, because no one ever chooses it, ever. But we are on a different map, though. We are on Nexus, so it is different than the last, map we are in. It is a little bit different in terrain, so that might play a major factor in terms of how mechanized is used on this map because of all the different terrain and possible obstacles that truck has to deal with. But yes, that truck is going to capture some territory. Meanwhile, we got Asiamint as well, with the Volk squads kind of heading in, capturing additional territory. Remember, guys, if you have not done so already, this is all done via the Master League. Go check it out on patreon.com/masterleague to support the endeavor to help keep promoting these awesome players and supporting them through their incredible gameplay techniques and other awesome moments that you currently are seeing in all these games today. Anyway, so more Riflemen are coming on up. Again, military truck just capturing that territory in the back. So far, no major engagement so far. We got most of VonIvan's forces more in the north and most of Asiamint's forces in the south. But finally, we do have our first engagement. Volk squad engaging Echelons and Riflemen, forcing the Volk squad back. Luckily, there's some good cover opportunities, and he jumps the fence to get behind. A really great one. Anyway, unfortunately, the Riflemen as well are going to get some good cover. Volk squad going to pull on back. We do have 3 Volk squads in a Sturm. Military truck as well coming. Oh, actually, for mid, they're going to grab that. But Sturms, tired of this truck, going to open fire and force it back off the point. Remember, at this point in the game, it doesn't have a main weapon. So right now, it is essentially a glorified target, of all things. I mean, it can carry stuff, sure, but right now, without any units in it, it's essentially not that powerful. But now we have rare echelons in it. Okay. Don't expect grenades, but hey, at least it's inside. Volk squads in Sturms making a fierce counterattack, pushing north. Military truck going to pull on back after taking a number of hits. Most Rifleman forces had to pull on back, with one going down south, if I have to assume here, to decap that territory. And yep, VonIvan is going to decap that point. No fuel for Asiamint, or at least from the south. Up north is a different story as he currently grabs that territory. Right now, though, it is still neck and neck. We have a little bit of VP taking away from Asiamint, but overall, every single person has one VP and then one to the Guardians. Yes, get that reference. But military truck coming back in with the 50 cal machine gun, hopefully going to counteract the Volk squads. Stern Pioneers going on in, hopefully fighting off this military truck, and they will, doing quite a bit of damage at close range, while the military truck having a rough time against the Sturms. Meanwhile, Volk squads are taking mid, making some cover. Riflemen having a little bit of trouble because of, well, being so far in enemy territory, but looks like they got some support with Rifleman and Lieutenant coming into mid to really try to push the enemy back. Rifleman pushing on in, and yeah, Volk squads, I'm out, peace, and immediately leave the front lines. Don't want to take any more damage and have to head back to base. Luckily for some quick medical heals, and again, good job he has that facility online. We could see an AA half track, but because we have a lieutenant, my assumption would be we are about to see a Stuart probably next minute or two on the field of battle, probably with current income of fuel, probably 2 minutes. Volk squad's opening fire on the lieutenant from great cover, so yeah, the lieutenant's gonna have a rough day. Meanwhile, riflemen are moving around. We still have territory under American control that's still cutting off the fuel in other pieces of territory. And also, good job VonIvan having a double VP cap, so allowing to put some additional pressure on Asiamint. But it has taken some time, I'll say that. Military truck opening fire on the Volk squad. And cavalry riflemen on standby. Lieutenant making a hasty retreat after probably pushing up a bit too much. But we do have a small counterattack. It is a blob. 3 or more units I classify as a blob, especially moving in tandem. But it works in this situation to push back the riflemen with ease and quickly grab a bunch of territory. Hopefully to counteract, because right now VonIvan is dominating in the sense of grabbing so much territory and allowing that to come back to base. 28. No, it's going to be up to even more, hopefully, if he grabs that. But right now, 28 fuel per turn, 57 munitions. Really great job there. Now the question is holding it, because it looks like Asiamint is going to put an end to that right now. Great job on the Cav buying cover. He could get closer, but again, with the Thompsons there, you probably don't want to get closer. Military truck as well, going to shred them from afar and hopefully keep them back. Rakettenwerfer would probably be advisable in this situation, especially with the military truck currently present and a Stuart about to deploy. But the one counterpoint I could see here is the fact that he wants to make sure that he wants to get that half track out first. But the Stuart could counter the half track, so he better make sure he has enough munitions for some Panzerfaust. 50 points down for Asiamint. American forces pushing on in. Right now he's trying to grab that fuel and the southern point. He's using blitz and breakthrough tactics. My apologies. Here, I'm thinking of special operations, not breakthrough. But we are going breakthrough. We are going to hopefully see something a little different. Now, I do find it curious he went this and he hasn't chosen Panzerfusiliers or Sturms, but if I recall correctly, without the upgrades, these Panzerfusiliers are weaker than Volk squads, but then with upgrades they're stronger, so it's a risk-reward scenario, and I guess he just wants to do better early on, so he wants to get all the Volk squads. Maybe we see a Sturm officer, possibly? All sorts of really interesting options. We'll see what he chooses. Half-track trying to hold back all the infantry. Stuart going for the cutoff. Half-track having to make a retreat. Half-track under fire from the Stuart. We're going to need some support immediately. Right now, if he gets back to base, he got the flat guns assist. Stuart giving chase. Can the half-track retreat? He's already dropped smoke. It looks like this may be it for the half-track. And that's exactly what happens. Half-track immediately neutralized in his base. We do have, again, he can always grab the resources, but that is a number of fuel and manpower that's currently down the drain from an excellent Stuart play, cutting off his retreat and making sure that he could be chased down. But Volk squads as well were almost gunned down, very low on health, barely making it back. That's the one thing people forget. It's like, oh yeah, I'm currently chasing on the half track, and then you don't pay attention because you're so focused on microing that unit that everything kind of starts falling apart in terms of your infantry because you're not paying attention. Luckily, it looks like VonIvan was able to pull back in the nick of time, but we do have some piece of territory currently being taken by Asiamint. Even if it's not connected immediately, it will be connected in just a moment. Reshelon's grabbing mid as well. Volk squad being pushed back, but right now VonIvan doing a very good job. USF showing themselves as pretty dominant so far in all these games. Rakettenwerfer though opening fire, teaching the Stuart who's boss and forcing him back with 2 shots. Great shot on the second one. That will keep the Steward at bay for a little longer. Heck, maybe Asiamint can steal it while he's repairing it. Who knows? But we do have another A half-track currently on the field. Again, that's going to delay him from getting the Panzer headquarters out and upgrading that. Curious to see how that goes. Volk squad pushing back the Echelon squads. We have the cavalry riflemen coming on in with some cover being made, hopefully in time before the cavalry riflemen deploy, but looks like that will not be the case. Wait. Nope, not. He does upgrade with SG-44, so at least he has something to fire close range at the cav. And looks like it is holding, but there's additional riflemen coming on in, and he'll be pushed back. Right now, we do have some additional Volk squads in the south, and again, one positive is he has plenty of frontline infantry, so Asiamint's able to go toe-to-toe in a lot of ways, like against this rifleman squad. 2 squads firing at 1, especially no cover. Volk squads easily have it in the bag. Hopefully trying to push that force back. And yes, Volk squad's doing an excellent job at slowly wearing and tearing that rifleman down, forcing him back, but not before he decaps that position, which will cut off the munitions. Weird part of this map is how this position here cuts off this, but I really enjoy it. It's a nice little obstacle the enemy has to face. It's essentially being like, oh, you think the territory next to your base is safe? What if they take something even farther out that cuts that off? Enjoy. But yeah, Volk squad taking back mid, but the Americans are taking back the north. VonIvan, again, looks like might be in a situation upcoming. Let's see if he's... No, I keep seeing Asiamint. There we go. He could, very soon, he'll be able to deploy the Major. Meanwhile, half-track is currently on the field. Stewart opening fire from the north. Unfortunately, the military truck did get neutralized early on. Can he neutralize the Stewart? If he takes that out, Asiamint would have pretty much a dominating hand on this battlefield, at least until additional armor gets deployed. What was that? Alright, piece of debris is just currently flying across the battlefield. Sure. Stern Pioneers going up north, right now down south. Volk squads are doing what they can. He has plenty of munitions, so right now, if he can entangle that Stewart, he could get another Panzerfaust. But instead, he goes behind the high ground, or not high ground, the wall, so he doesn't get shot. Stewart being lit upon, or sorry, lighting the Volk squad up. Up to Variancy 2 now, only 4 kills, but it has done so much work. Half-track, though, being deployed to help hold mid. And it looks like we might have a... No, actually, he's pulling on back. I'm assuming because of the cavalry rifleman and the additional rifleman, he doesn't want to commit his forces into a battle he might have trouble in. So he's pulling on back. Also, 50 cals down here, which the half-track will have to watch out for. The armor-piercing rounds are no joke and could easily shred a lot of light armor and infantry alike. Nice job suppressing the Echelon squad. Rifleman pushing on in. But half-track repositioning itself in case any additional forces come on in. Great shots on the Echelon, killing a man as he tries to retreat. They're trying to finish it off, but alas, not likely. Half-track pulling on back as the 50 cal opens fire with armor-piercing rounds. Quick reaction time by Asiamint. Really good job there. Keeps it alive, keeps it out of harm's way. Lieutenant taking a lot of damage, although it is upgrade with a bar, interesting enough. But yeah, heading back to base. I think it's a bar and a bazooka on that team. So yeah, he's upgraded his troops with bars. So he has the weapon rack unlocked. Good job there for increased damage. Of all things, I never... Okay, Panzerfusiliers with PanzerShreks. You hit the infantry. I think you're trying to hit that. But hey, yeah, you got the upgrade at the very least. So decent job there. Stewart once again opening fire. PanzerShreks do fire and hit the Stewart. At least one of them do. A half-track, though, on standby. Lying in wait. And again, with the Shrek team there, that Stewart can't dive as effectively because there isn't effective means. Wait, Panzerfaust firing. 50 cal, currently repositioning. This may be an opportunity for Asiamint to dogpile on the Stewart. And it better be quick because I believe a Major has just been in development. So we could see a Sherman out next 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. So again, he's going to need to do something very soon in order to make sure that he keeps dominating his battlefield. At the very least, the Panzerfusiliers will take mid. Right now, VonIvan is up 2-1 over Asiamint. Asiamint's going to have to do something. Right now, the American forces have been pretty dominant in this game. But can you get a kill? Can you get a wipe? Can you get something? AA half-track is going to try. Suppressing the infantry, trying to take it out on the retreat. And Rifleman looks like we'll make it back. Unfortunately, with the Shrek upgrades, Panzerfusiliers are less... effective against infantry, but that doesn't mean they can't hold their own. Or it doesn't have like an ability to take them out, because they still have grenades and such. They can maybe kill a unit on retreat, less likely than a bundle grenade, but still you can make the attempt if needed. We do have a large push coming on in. 50 cows setting on up, so I don't think it's gonna work maybe as much as Asiamint wants. Also, minesweepers, just in case I guess there's any mines or anything in their way. But they're gonna... Oh, American forces pushing the Panzerfusilier squad back with ease. 50 cal as well, in a position where they can really push up on that half track. And yeah, unfortunately, I think Asiamint may have overextended himself. American forces coming in every which way he possibly can. Wait, oh, bazooka team. Very nicely done against the half track. Additional shot, maybe? A lot of rear shots, and the 50 cal is opening fire. He's making an attempt around. The major and lieutenant, I think, has a bazooka. Yeah, he does. It's dead. There it goes. That's the second half track of the game. And Asiamint calls it quits right there and then. Yep, there it goes. Asiamint has been replaced by an AI. He has dropped, giving the win to VonIvan. Very good job there for VonIvan for dominating. Again, let's see how things go, shall we? Alrighty, so now we're in a situation where we're getting into the, possibly the final stretch here. We currently have 2-1. What happened to AE Cast? I believe he finished up and then it moved over to 2 additional casters, Orange Best. But anyway, really great job in that game for VonIvan, doing a pretty good job at holding back Asiamint. Asiamint had some great plays, and we can see here, pretty much unit kills was pretty much dead even. I think the double half track is not... I think the half track, while it is suppressing the infantry, you're not doing as much as you want against the... what's it called? You're not doing as much against the Stewart and like also all the light infantry and other things like that. I just think it's too vulnerable of a unit. By the way, so yeah, let's double check the current damage done by each of these players, shall we? Alright, so VonIvan, 15 kills, never lost a rifleman squad. Again, I'll say both players did very well with their overall keeping their units alive. You can see here that except for the vehicle crew, which blew up in the military truck, overall, very good job on VonIvan's part for keeping his stuff alive. Asiamint, on the other hand, Volk squad's got more kills. Good job there. But again, nothing died except for the half tracks. But his frontline forces didn't die. This is me just shooting spitballs, but I feel like the idea of going the medical against this mechanized force is not panning out. I don't think the AA half track is enough to deal with the Stewart, the military truck, and all the infantry. It can do well against the infantry and stuff like that, but I feel like it can overwhelm. This is maybe me, but I feel like mechanized might be slightly better in this situation because we haven't seen that. That's why I'm spitballing. Because of the fact you could use the Panzer II, which is better armor, so bullets won't affect it, against dealing with infantry. It may not be as suppressing, but it still can do quite a bit. And also the Puma could counteract the Stewart. Yes, you wouldn't be able to up-tech, but I feel like a lot of players that I've seen can do excellent things with a Puma, and I feel like that would really help out in a lot of different ways. That's just me spitballing. We'll see what happens next. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot 170 bringing you another KO2 replay for the Master League 3 Chaos Krieg. Why is it called Chaos Krieg? Because, well, 250 VPs and also random maps. We're still on the previous map in game 4 of round 3, and that map is Nexus. Right now, VonIvan has the lead in overall wins 2-1, whereas Asiamint is down. But that doesn't mean he's out. He's come back before with a win. Maybe he'll do it again. Who knows? But right now, VonIvan has picked a doctrine of Mechanized Assault Doctrine. And Asiamint, again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy I can finally show this doctrine. It's never been shown before in this tournament. Mechanized Company. I know, it's insane. Never seen this doctrine before in this tournament. So happy that tournament literally was played it risky and was like, you know what, I'm gonna go something different. I'm gonna go something that no one has picked before, and just show the world how powerful this commander is, because I'm the first person to choose it. God, the sarcastic play is real right now. All right, anyway, to be honest, VonIvan going with assault grenadiers early on, kind of curious. It's and again, I say this because at this point he probably knows Asiamint is going with this doctrine. So you're going with a specialized unit that has no anti-armor effectiveness in terms of like a Panzerfaust, an AT grenade, or anything like that. So it's predominantly set against infantry. It can hurt light vehicles, as you can see the truck come out, but it's not designed to. These guys aren't meant to do that. So what do you do? Well, I guess in this situation, I guess you try to ambush it and sprint at it and hopefully overwhelm it. But yes, the one other doctrine that's been also used quite a bit other than this one is also Ostrupen. But again, it is a little different. I will 100% say that. But the question is, will it be effective? Right now, it seems to be, at least capture-wise, decently effective as VonIvan grabs a lot of territory. Military truck taking a lot of damage. Hold on. Assault Grenadier sprinting on in. Can he finish off the military truck just for sheer bullets? I don't think so. I don't think so. But he will force the military truck back in for repairs. So, great job, at least in that regard, at least keeping those forces back. Also, if you get behind cover, you could easily keep these units at bay. Or you can just keep charging them. That works too. Military truck also has no main weapon. Assault Grenadier is going to demolish these riflemen and now force the military truck to keep pulling back. But he now has a machine gun, and now also the base machine gun's opening fire. Maybe he'll decap this at the very least. But yes, very interesting play by VonIvan. 100%. Alright, he decapped that territory. I guess he's choosing, I'll just capture it. That's fine. And he heads back. And again, for those who are like, whoa, wait, Assault Grenadiers can, still be effective. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's weird that he knows someone's going to go light armor focus early on. Especially going Lieutenant, so we know there's a Steward about to play. And he goes Assault Grenadiers. Right there it's effective, as we just saw a huge amount of territory be taken. And he's actually also having a quick reaction time in terms of coming over here and trying to stop them. So far seems to be working out. Also, Teller mines are in place. VonIvan as well, because he upgraded about phase 1, but he's yet to upgrade infantry company, get upgrade directly to light mechanized company in order to get that 222 or pack gun or whatever he needs to. Assault Grenadiers opening fire, doing a decent amount. Right now, MG opening fire, suppressing Lieutenant, but military truck coming in from the side, forcing it back, while Assault Grenadiers probably finish off the Lieutenant, hopefully, as it's still being shot at, so the suppression should continue. And yes, great job there. Force him back, push him back. Oh, very nice. Lieutenant pushed back to base. Military truck, though, up to Verdancy 1, so the 222 is going to have a rough time catching that Roadrunner. So we'll see. Assault Grenadiers is, oh my god. No, pull back. Pull back. Assault Grenadiers being chased at. Cavalry Riflemen having a rough time there. And trying to chase him down and kill him, but it's fine. He did push him back with barely any health remaining. Does he have a medical facility? He does not. Oh, okay, he's building it now. Cool. So VonIvan yet to upgrade his base. And right now, we could be seeing... Oh, actually, with the amount of fuel points currently under VonIvan's control, he did delay Asiamint from gaining that Steward at least a little bit longer. And great Teller mine gets the military truck while it's out in the middle of nowhere. Awesome work by VonIvan, knocking out the light vehicle. And again, if he could make another military truck, but that would delay quite a few things. So it's a risk-reward strategy if he wants that truck out. Obviously, it's worth it, but we'll see if Asiamint decides it's needed. Alrighty, so MG moving on in to try to capture that territory. Riflemen going toward mid, but Assault Grenadiers pushing down south. We do have the Cavalry Riflemen. Weirdly enough, in cover, even though they're on barbed wire, so sure, why not? But yeah, we're about to see a little ambush here. Getting some great shots on target, but double Assault Grenadiers will make quick work of the Cavalry Riflemen before... but the Cavalry Riflemen still did some damage. Let's see, Assault Grenadiers pushing back the Riflemen. I mean, look, Asiamint got unlucky with that with the Teller mine right there. But overall, with what he's been chosen, VonIvan has been doing excellent job with the assault grenadiers versus the infantry. And I feel like that has also been a weakness of the Americans that a lot of players haven't exploited, is the fact that with the strat of like doing this, you don't have a ton of frontline forces. So if you have something that can dominate early on, then absolutely. Now, we do have the German equivalent of the military truck, except this is a half-track. Panzer Grenadiers inside of it to gun down and chase down the enemy infantry. Sure, VonIvan's doing the German equivalent of the military truck. The problem is there's a Stuart about to come into play. That's a key issue. Also, riflemen have AT grenades, which can pop it. I think he will. He will indeed do that. So, incoming AT grenade will come on in. He's very close to killing that lieutenant, but alas, not able to finish it off. He will set up and emplace himself. Hopefully, possibly pushing back, and he will push back the rifleman. But the problem is this baby, the Stuart, which I'm assuming is going to make a beeline straight for that half-track. Yep, there's the half-track, and here's incoming death. So Stuart's coming on in. Even with the in-place half-track, it will probably die pretty quick. It will take a number of hits, but it will eventually get knocked out. No Shreks yet from the PyroShark team. Half-track will meet its maker. And the man will go flying. I would say 9 points for the height, 3 points for the style. Panzer Grenadiers just trying to hold, but yeah, it's just, yeah, you're not doing much damage. And unfortunately right now, unless VonIvan gets another lucky Teller Mine, he doesn't have anything to knock out the Stuarts. Also, with the Echelon squad with Minesweepers, he has to be very, very careful and make sure that Echelon squad gets back to base immediately every time he sees it. Otherwise, he can possibly pick up those Teller Mines and such. Assault Grenadiers now under fire, but did decap the munition point. Asiamint definitely on the back foot in this weird game that I would not expect that, yes, this, we're going to use a mechanized assault to counteract, well, mechanized. But anyway, Stuart's just having a field day because there's nothing to stop it at killing this infantry. They are still trying to take it, and again, luckily, VonIvan is getting a lot of resources. 38 fuel per turn, 62 munitions, and that's without even grabbing this southern fuel point. He's getting 38 fuel. Right now, Asiamint is definitely at a deficit, which will delay him from getting additional stuff. Utility car is, it looks like, to be on the field pretty soon. Again, he's trying to focus on killing the echelons because he knows this is here. He's going for mid. Hold on. Go forward. Stay out of range. Aw. Wait. Go forward. Wait, is he detected? I think it's detected. Yeah, he detected it. Dang it. I was hoping the Stuart would die from the Teller Mine, but not today. Not today. He got rid of it. Utility car is going to go out so the Asiamint can lay down his own mines. And actually, VonIvan going with the Tech 3 rush, going all the way to the support armor corps. He's going to try to rush out a Panzer IV in order to counter it. A risky venture. A risky venture to go for that rush, but it could pay off. Right now, he does still have a ton of resources coming on in. In about a minute and a half, he'll have the ability to get the Panzer IV, and then probably have it if he deploys the Panzer IV out in 2 minutes. Note, he doesn't need to go with the Panzer IV. He could go a little bit different and rush for an Ostwind or a Stug if he wants something out a little sooner. The only counterpoint I would see to that is just because the Stug, you can't, the Stuart can run circles around it, and you don't have something to Faust it to stop that from happening. And or the Ostwind, while it can hurt the Stuart, and also infantry alike, you don't have anything to support it once again, so that could be an issue. Assault Grenadiers rushing on in. Building about to collapse at this point, but Assault Grenadiers do not care. Riflemen pulling on back. We have some light engagements going along as they try to grab territory. The utility car just running around. I don't think he has the upgrade. No, he does not. So it's more susceptible to bullets in this situation. He's also trying to chase down the Assault Grenadiers. Is he sending that into base? Well, luckily there's an MG there with the possibly armor-piercing rounds. Plus, all the machine guns will hurt this utility car quite a bit, as you can currently see. So, yeah, the Stuart makes sense because bullets don't affect it. All the MGs, yeah, you're going to possibly lose it. which he does. Asiamint tried to go for the whole dive attempt, did not work. Stewart, though, in a possible position to chase down the Assault Grenadiers. But what's this? PyroShark squad lying in wait for him. Asiamint getting a military truck, going with a classic. And, oh my god, VonIvan, because he got support, he's going with an Oswind. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an Oswind about to deploy onto the field of battle, hopefully to counteract this Stewart. Note, Asiamint now has 2 fuel points and is getting a heck of a lot more resources. So that means the Sherman is most likely probably 2 minutes away, which gives this Oswind 2 minutes to clean house. Otherwise, he's a goner. But luckily as well, VonIvan has been doing very well with VPs. I've rarely touched on that. But because it's dominating the battlefield for so long, Asiamint is down 2-1. So that gives VonIvan a bit of time to refocus his men and counterattack, and that gives as well a more incentive for Asiamint to keep holding those VPs. But looks like, again, a good rush down here to capture. Very nice job. Oh, nice job with the Cavalry Rifleman pushing back those Assault Grenadiers. I don't know why he retreated, but Pioneers scared away the Cavalry Rifleman with Thompsons. Sure. Maybe it's because of the Ostwind being deployed. He wants all the forces back at base while this thing is currently running around. Yeah, Stewart as well backing on up. It looks like Asiamint is doing a general retreat. He doesn't want to go and send units in by themselves or unsupported. He wants to make sure they are good. And again, Ostwind is good against the Stewart. As you can see, it penetrates the rounds pretty effectively. But what's this? That's right, we got ourselves a Shrek team on a military truck. Who needs a Sherman when you got 2 rear echelons with bazookas opening fire on the Ostwind? Or, you know, also a Stewart. Now, he could also do a shell shock. He looks like he's about to. Or he's prioritizing infantry. No, he's not doing shell shock. I thought he'd be doing shell shock. Oh, maybe he tried to do shell shock. Throwing grenades as well. Ostwind goes down. And the rush did not pay off as he wanted. He did kill the military truck, and he did hurt the echelons, but the Stewart survives and kills the Ostwind. Again, Assault Grenadiers have no snares. They have grenades, but don't expect them to do all that much. So, overall, great job by Asiamint. Really thought that was going to be a goner move, but luckily the PyroShark squad was in a different area up north, so they weren't able to support and take it out. Ostwind can hurt the Stewart, but as we saw with bazooka teams opening fire as well, with proper support, the Ostwind can be taken down like anything else. So good job there. Anyway, MG pulling on back, heading back to base right now with American forces trying desperately to capture positions, but Pioneers looking to take mid. Military truck, we got another one because why not? Teller mines on the field though. Blow it up. There goes a Cavalry Rifleman squad and a military truck. Meant for the Stewart, but, you know, it's fine. Armor-piercing rounds not opening fire, but he's just going to go around. It does do quite a bit of damage, actually. Shrek team, though, is moving on in. Can the MG just stay there long enough for the Shrek team to fire one PyroShark shot? No, he's going to stay out of range and out of sight. But, again, right now, Asiamint might have been winning the battles, but the war is about to be won by VonIvan at this point, as he is holding the map pretty strongly. Asiamint needs those VPs. Yeah, he needs those VPs. Right now, he needs to capture. Luckily, Northern Point is under his control. Southern Point is under his control until these Assault Grenadiers take the position. Assault Grenadiers as well pushing on in, trying to go for that kill. Riflemen very low. They might be goners. Hold on. Really? Looks like they will survive as Cavalry Riflemen come on in to save the day. Grenades being thrown, though, right on the Cav. And the Cav might... They do. They meet their maker from the Assault Grenadiers. Excellent grenade throw. Really good job there. And from that alone... Wait, hold on. Let me make sure there's nothing else. Oh, Shrek team was firing on the Stewart. Actually, it lived. But that's it. Asiamint throws in the towel. And VonIvan advances up until the next round. Go Von, indeed, from chat, I see. But yes, great job there. Asiamint dominating with the Stewart, using a lot of military trucks. Again, could have gone with the half-track if you wanted a bazooka force with stronger armor. But I digress. Still, very excellent play there in terms of counteracting the Ostwind. But VonIvan What? Well, thinking, oh, the Ostwind was his game plan. No. Holding the VPs was, and dominating that. That way, Asiamint had to separate his forces, and he could try to dominate that while he's also busy trying to micro his Stewart. Excellent work there. Excellent work indeed. Right now, we ourselves Asiamint with 58 kills. VonIvan, 59 kills, but Asiamint getting the worst KD out of the bunch, with VonIvan going positive. Rifleman, 22 kills. Very good job there. We can see here, Cavalry Rifleman biting it quite a bit. I feel to grenades and teller mines of all things, but excellent work. If I recall correctly, what, four? Yes, 4 military trucks died over the course of this game. No, 3 military trucks. What's the 4th one? Oh, the utility car, right. 3 military trucks and a utility car. Well, I guess in the end, mechanized for the Germans is better than mechanized for the Americans. But yeah, VonIvan, 35 kills with Assault Grenadiers. Never lost it. Again, did a really good job at preservation, except for his armor. But, you know, that's fine. But yeah, really good game right there, guys. Seriously, fantastic work. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot. Before you guys go, I want to give a special shout out to my incredible patrons who've been supporting me while I've been out sick. That includes Aphyria, Little Koosh, Joey G240, Seth Kuipers, Anton, Bishara, Ion, PyroShark, Ace, and Jakub Ocwieja. You guys are incredible for supporting me while I've been out trying to recover from the after effects of COVID. Thank you guys so much for your incredible support, and to everyone currently watching the videos.